First game of today, Complexity's QXCs, of course, our purple American Terran spawning in the right top side of Antigua Shipyard. And Ben, who's this yellow Zerg?
It looks like mouse card counters MorroW, Kev. If I may be so bold. Card coaches, excuse me. Card counters.
Card counters. It's like, you have King, nice, I've got your hard countlet with 8 Smart.
Yeah, man. Duran's all about counting some cards. He said that he tried counting in Vegas, and he won like 30 bucks.
High roller. Wow, did he really fly under the radar? Did the skies and the eyes really not notice this? How he was breaking the casinos in Vegas, man? Alright, so before this game really kicks in, we see more opening hedge first. I can share a little story about Vegas. There was this one that was the first night when I went to Vegas, and I felt really cool because I had quite some money with me. So I walked into the bar and I was like, alright, can I have 2 drinks for me and Cetic, the lovely editor of Team Liquid, who does a lot of awesome things, a super awesome guy. Shout out to you, Eric, if you're watching. And we walk in the bar and he's like, well, excuse me, sir, this is the VIP area, so drinks are extra expensive. And I said, well, no worries, darling. Money's no problem. Pockets full of that now. And Eric just looked at me and shook his head. So I ordered like a mojito and he ordered a beer. And she's like, all right. And I had like, I don't know, I think I had 30 bucks in my hand. She's like, all right, that would be $42. I was like, ow. But I paid it, like, it didn't bother me.
Gave her a 50, keep the change, man.
Yeah. Deep inside, I was like, all right, we'll never do that again.
Zadik is one of the naturally coolest people in the world. He's just one of those guys. He's just like, he was just born cool. He like came out of the womb wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, he really is. So I see QXC opening with the no gas fast expand. Man, I have to think about all the awesome things that I know about Zadik right now, but let's focus on some StarCraft, man. So standard opening for QXC. He is rallying his Marine across the map, so maybe he's going to try to put some fake bunker pressure on MorroW. MorroW is of course excellent in well, in the reverse part of this matchup, but I can only imagine that his ZVT is also really quite good, despite that loss against Lucifron at the Gathering a little more than a month ago. But Ben, it's been proven by now that losing to Lucifron is the most normal thing in the world.
Yeah, Lucifron is actually the best StarCraft player on the planet. It's a true story. Recently...
Whoa, that was so close.
Yep, as QXC is going to persist with this bunker pressure. MorroW is just going to have a queen pop out, and then this is, of course, the new queen, so... He's in no trouble at all, Kev.
No, this queen is, Saza calls it a free stalker, and I think he has a pretty good point with that. Look at that range, man. Well, actually, the bunker does finish. So
yeah, but the sniper is standing right here. Wait, what?
He didn't focus the Marine. That was a little bit sloppy. I mean, he wouldn't have been able to kill the other Marine, but 1 or 2 Marines in the bunker makes a world of difference. In the main base of QXC, we can already see him dropping the factory as well, so he's already preparing this follow-up, man.
Yep, second queen's going to come down. MorroW is still, like, his reaction is...
Oh, the queen! Ah, 6 HP. I think QXC could have tried to focus it down. By the way, guys, this is a replay they have played earlier today, because, of course, MorroW is living in Europe right now. We didn't want to force him to play at 4 AM if it was not necessary.
Up until this point, MorroW had only reacted by making a single extra set of Zerglings. Now he's going to make 2 more, so he'll have a grand total of 6 Lings and these 3 queens to bust out of this, but really just keeping his calm here, not overreacting in the slightest, and it's going to be 3 queens and 6 Lings to try and bust out.
It's about time, and now we go. MorroW is going for it. That SCV is still not repairing, but I guess he doesn't want to bring it in. Oh, no, he's going to bring it in right now, so the queen should focus it straight away. Yeah, there we go. We see QXC salvaging the bunker as well. Man, QXC is doing everything right so far.
Man, those queens are like just machine guns, man.
Sniper rifles.
Yeah.
Well, I love how MorroW has been droning during all this, though. He's QXC is going to build another bunker over here. That's interesting, going for perhaps a super early contain. The reactor is on the factory right now, so he's going to get quite a few Hellions out as well, but perhaps to potentially deal with that creep threat. I don't know, what is QXC going to do with this bunker, man? Is this the new answer to creep threat for Terran?
I don't think so, Kev. These Marines are possibly going to deny MorroW's attempt at taking a fast third base. No, that drone still alive. Man, this early Marine pressure has been going on for a long time right now, because we can see we're 7 minutes and 30 seconds into this game, and the Marines are still alive and outside of the natural of MorroW. So pretty good opening for QXC. I think he can be very pleased so far with how this went. Really persisting with these bunker attempts. Finally, canceling again, but well, he still hasn't left. QXC likes to do stuff.
Yeah. MorroW still. I mean, he never slept or Select on his injects, he's been injecting all the way, so that's why he still has a pretty healthy worker lead right now. 47 drones against 36 SCVs for QXC. QXC really wants to get that bunker up to try to deal with the creep threat, but it's just not possible against 3 queens. Wow, MorroW just has 5, he just went 5 queens straight away, man. How crazy is that?
Well, he was talking about this build on Team Liquid. He's been very engaged in some of the threads discussing this new queen. He's like, yeah, well, Zergs just need 5 queens, and I guess this is his way of showing us just what he means. QXC with a handful of Marines and a handful of Hellions, not able to do anything.
No, you can't actually deal with this anymore. I mean, the range of these 3 queens is just way too big for a couple of Hellions to really kite them. And obviously queens regenerate, and certainly if you have several queens, you can have a transfuse every now and then as well. And these mechanical units, they don't bend, so every hit counts double.
It's just crazy that MorroW has made virtually no units this whole time. He just went straight to 54 drones off of these 5 queens, and
he has 5 stalkers on the map.
I was like, what are you talking about? There's no Protoss. I get the joke.
Double evolution chamber is going down, of course, for MorroW, and it seems like MorroW wants to play this Ling, Baneling, and faster style. He's dropping the Baneling nest, even though we see Zergs often enough ignoring the Banelings. So far, the only loss of the season for MorroW was against Spolt, where he tried to be pretty aggressive with Mudas as well. It seems like he's going to ignore Mudas this game, and he's going for Infestors.
Yep, Zergling, Baneling, Infestor is, well, it's an interesting unit composition. It's kind of a marriage of the 2 Zerg styles that are most common, Zergling, Baneling, Muta, and then of course Zergling, Infestor.
MorroW did sacrifice an Overlord earlier on, so he has a pretty good idea about the tech of QXC. QXC is just playing pretty standard. We've seen a lot of QXC's TVZ as well. We saw him play against Starga, where he displayed some excellent multi-prong harass, where he's dropping all over the place, attacking. But this new style with the new queen right now, man, I'm glad I'm not Terran actually.
Yeah, great creep spread, and I mean, MorroW's economy has been pretty much unimpaired. He's got that pathogen glands upgrade on the way. He hasn't gotten Baneling speed, which could be a small mistake.
Unless he just rather has the Banelings as a safety thing, rather than that he really wants to play with them.
Well, with this kind of creep spread, even slow Banelings on creep are fast enough to catch Marines that aren't stemmed.
He has 7 Banelings, but I guess that's just in case QXC would have gone for a big stim push. Stim is ready right now, the first 2 medevacs as well, man.
Oh, and MorroW is going to try to surround these units. Beautiful Zergling, Baneling control thus far, and QXC has no choice but to lift up and get out of there.
I think QXC did that quite well as well. That could have gone a lot worse for either side.
Certainly, it could have gone worse, but MorroW is going to be very, very happy to get out of that without having his economy touched at all. And he still has enough units, I feel, to be pretty safe. Nice little use of the Overlord dropping creep there, keeping QXC from landing that 3rd base. And QXC keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, he's definitely not done yet. He knows that with those stims, as long as there are no infestors, he can be pretty annoying with stimmed by, and that's why he's going to try to do it one more time. He's going to pick off 1 more queen. MorroW once more going to bring in the Zerglings and the Banelings. MorroW getting a pretty good surround though.
Yeah, you will clean up the rest of QXC's forces. 3.
Well, MorroW is playing so flawless so far.
3 shell-shocked Marines do get out of there, but for the most part, MorroW has not made a single mistake. You're right, very, very flawless play. Getting the Hive, getting the Spire at the same time.
That's so quick, and it felt so safe, and he even made quite some units. It feels like he's been making units despite getting in a Hive at 12 minutes and 30 seconds. This is a style that the Polish Zerg player Tifo, perhaps not many people know him, but he's kind of good, of course, overshadowed by Nurcho, the much better Polish Zerg. But Tifo does beat Nurture every now and then. But what I want to say is that he's been playing this style for a very, very long time, and he must be so pleased with that queen change, because this just made his own strat probably like 10 times better. That's like the best feeling in the world, by the way, man, when you play the game on a really high competitive level, and you have this threat, which is good, and you're one of the only few people who do it, and then Blizzard makes changes which make your strategy better.
Yeah.
Then you're just like, yes, thank you, Blizzard.
I remember that. I played Infestors back before the Infestor patch, and then when the Infestor was patched, I was like,
oh, this is not an engagement you want to take, MorroW. He's gonna, well, no, he's gonna lose a lot of Zerglings. I don't think he can ever kill off these units of QXC. MorroW's making a big mistake.
Yeah, you're right.
Nah,
I mean, it definitely was not a win for MorroW, but he softened up every single one of those units, killed a couple of siege tanks. QXC is gonna continue to push. But
I think he killed very, very little there, man, and he lost a ton of links, and he lost all his infestors. Now he's forced to remake everything. MorroW right now has 14 Zerglings on the map.
But he's got 40 popping out. 6 infestors also going to spawn, and QXC, while he does have a good position here on this 3rd base, not really. He just doesn't have enough units to really to solidify this position he's gained.
Nope, losing those bio units to the fungal right now. Those Zerglings are going to clean it up. Maybe QXC got a little overeager right there. Maybe he should have waited just a little bit longer. One more siege tank, just spread him out, spread himself out a little bit more. But that first fight went so extremely well for QXC.
Yeah, the first fight went well, but I kind of felt like, okay, now QXC's going to overextend just like he did, and he lost all those units in response. MorroW's getting his Greater Spire. Corruptor's also on the way, as well as the 3/3 upgrades.
Yeah, MorroW has the middle now as well, which is of course super important. He's going to be able to see these reinforcements coming in. I can imagine that he's going to take a similar fight as he did before. Just doesn't really have enough. Instead, he's going to counter, which I of course think is a brilliant decision.
Yeah, beautiful move here. He's going to get right up into... Oh. Where is he going to go?
He wanted to go to the third, but there was a... Oh, actually there are a lot of units over here from QXC. Well, he's still... I would have said the run into the main base. Those depots were actually not erased.
Yeah, I like the idea to counterattack, but QXC actually handles it brilliantly. Doesn't lose anything. Raise the wall at his third base. How smart is it, by the way, to have this wall at your third?
Yeah, no, that...
Nobody does this. And
walking in LA.
No, yeah, but that's just so smooth. It keeps him so safe against the run bys. And QXC now poised to make another strong push through the center. Broodlords are coming though, Kev.
Yeah, I mean, all that MorroW wants to do, of course, is save time. And sorry for that inside joke, by the way, guys. It's just a funny song that I always think of when Ben said nobody does it. Because my boss showed me this song about walking in LA, where nobody walks in LA, which I noticed. Everybody takes a car, man.
It's true. LA is a big place. You won't get anywhere fast walking in LA. Look at all these Broodlords, Kev. 8 of them morphing right now. QXC drops a scan, and I don't think he saw them, but he does see these the Zergling Infestor Force camped out right below it.
Ooh, be careful, MorroW. He's going to see a couple of those Broodlords. He picks off one, maybe even 2 or 3. Now the Broodlords do more, but they also get full HP again, of course. And MorroW will be able to clear this up pretty easily, and of course it's going to force QXC to unsiege these tanks as well and get the hell out of there.
Yep, he is going to have to back up. Now QXC, what kind of tech does he have for dealing with the Broodlords? No, ooh, not much at all. Just now starting extra starport, so he'll be able to build Vikings 2 at a time.
Well, this was really quick by MorroW. The economy of him was just completely untouched because he didn't have to worry at all about those Hellions. He had a couple of queens, and not only did he not have to worry about the Hellions, he got excellent creep spread out as well, which made it a lot easier to deal with the following bushes.
Yeah, that creep spread has been excellent all game long, Kev. It's covering up the center expands right now. There's queens dropping creep at every other base. MorroW just expanding all across the left side of the map.
Still making drones. He's already at 84 and he goes up to 94 right now. But of course he could make a lot of spine as spore crawlers, so he doesn't have to worry too much about drops. Because of course if there's one bad thing about Broodlords, it's that they can be pretty immobile.
Yep, they are very slow. Not good for dealing with.
Man, imagine if you're a Broodlord and you have to walk in LA. Oh, they don't really walk.
Imagine if you're a Broodlord and you just had to walk, period.
And you have to carry all the little broodlings on your back.
Oh. We're going to have another fight here in the middle of the map. Zerglings trying to force a fight. The Fungal's what makes QXC stop and try to stand his ground, but with the Broodlords here, it's not going to be a very winnable fight. QXC is staying max though, Kev, and with all the Lings and Infestors pretty much out of energy or dead.
He still has quite a few Marines. Just stop killing Broodlings, QXC, and stim in and try to pick up. Now the Infestors coming in as well, making it a little bit harder. Nice fungal right there by MorroW. MorroW has been dropping excellent fungals this game.
Still, this fight's not that bad for QXC. He's staying ahead in the supply. It's 190 supply against about 170. Corruptors are out now for MorroW, and they will give him some ability to batter back these Vikings. And with Broodlord still alive, I guess QXC is not going to be able to continue to maintain this push. QXC, man, the story of this game has been overextending, I think.
Yep. He's going to end up losing most of those bio units. Now a lot of new Marines coming in. He's going to be able to pick off quite a few Corruptors. Then again, MorroW's economy is so good. Now he's going to focus on the Broodlords. Picks off 2. Should be able to get that one as well. Just one Broodlord remaining. Even that one is going to fall. But the big problem is QXC is just stuck on those 3 bases. Right now, he has a great economy, but that's going to plummet real soon because his main and both his natural are super in / mined out.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. QXC he's done a pretty good job in some of these fights. As we see another fight here in the center of the map, just Zerglings against some Marines and a couple of Thors. QXC winning there.
Picked up
the problem that that QXC is running into right now is that he's just not able to maintain this kind of production. Well, it wouldn't seem like it, but man, he's mining so much.
More, yeah, it's just mules, I guess. I'm not sure where he dropped. Oh, he dropped all the mules over here at this third. But that's a small problem as well, because then even this base is going to be mined out pretty damn quick, and then he's going to be stuck on this little base. So he should really start dropping some mules over here, and that's exactly what he does. QXC is playing a pretty excellent game, but MorroW is just pretty much playing flawless, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Flawless is like a mix between spotless and flawless. I like it.
Again, I'm going to raise the question that you ask so often, Kev. What if the command center in the main had floated down to this bottom right expand?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really have a gas problem, so he can definitely afford to temporarily lose those refineries. He needs more than this. QXC is going to try to drop once more over here on the top side of the map. But look at MorroW, man. MorroW just has a little bit of everything. Some beautiful fungal, banelings, clear off everything.
Excellent, excellent. Great job by MorroW, leaving just a handful of units.
How to deal with drops, man. That's your answer.
It's harder than it looks, though, Kev.
Spreading out always play purple when they play against Zerg, man.
Just because they love you. QXC right now has a good position in the center of the map, but this is not a full expansion here.
It's a timing, the 22-minute baning search, baning research. It's a timing. This is the
MorroW planned it this way.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to take my 6th base, and when I do, baneling speed.
Beautiful fungals once more. Or at least on all the medevacts. He doesn't really hit the Marines yet.
Yeah, but he also fungaled those Vikings, and that's going to be... banelings even connecting on some of those Marines. And when the Vikings taking so much damage, there's still enough Corruptors there that they're going to have a hard time engaging these Broodlords. And look at the Broodlords just go to work, just constantly. MorroW micros back the damaged Broodlords. That's actually very beautiful to see.
How often do you see that?
Very seldom. And QXC, who had just a second ago was secured here in this middle of the map position, is forced to basically to give it up.
Couple of fungals, still hitting a few Marines, not hitting all that much. MorroW is just feeling right now every unit I kill is a good unit because I'm still mining so much more. Look at that sick fungal on all the SCVs. A lot of them are going to fall now as well. Command center is Orbital is so low on HP, but it's going to survive for now. But it doesn't really matter. Reinforcements from MorroW are too much to deal with. QXC calls GG, and wow, how good did MorroW play this first game? Besides that one fight, man. In the start of the game where he went to the middle, he lost 4 infestors, lost all the links, and he killed 5-6 Marines. That was it. He killed nothing more than that. Yeah,
that fight went poorly for MorroW, but
besides that, I think. I mean,
immediately after it though, QXC's just like, oh shoot, I've got to push now, and that actually resulted in him losing a large army as well. So, I think that was a good game. QXC played some really good StarCraft too. It wasn't super active, like he wasn't blowing us away with drops everywhere, but he macroed pretty perfectly and hung in there for the longest time. But you're exactly right. MorroW just had more economy. He was just able to continue expanding and keep taking bases, and that's what allowed him to win that game. Yeah, that was exactly my thought process. I think that QXC played a really good game. We could take a look at that final fight once more, I believe, just for funsies, man, because I know that good Zergs like you love or always appreciate good fungals. The thing that I most appreciate here is MorroW actually clicking these 2 Broodlords and microing them backwards. Look at these 2 damaged Broods up in the front. And come on, MorroW, don't make me a liar. Micro backwards. Yeah, as soon as the Viking starts to shoot at him, he pulls back the 2 hurt Broods and then turns them right around. Such a small move, but I mean, Broodlords are expensive. It's really cute seeing stuff like that. Yep. Now in this fight, it might not have been a decider because, of course, MorroW was in superb shape just because his creep threat throughout the entire game was ridiculous, and it helps out so much against Terran. But in some games, it can be the decider, Ben. I mean, we've seen games coming down to 1 Zergling to a drone, Apro versus Zenio. Yep. So small things like that can make the difference. And they can indeed. The first game was brought to you guys by Epson Projectors, the world's greatest line of projectors, hands down, bar none. Epson.com/projectors for all the details. We're going to play a short commercial, and then we'll be back with game number 2 of QXC versus MorroW. Stay glued to your seats or go get some popcorn, but be sure you're back in the next 2 minutes.